diabetes is basically, nowadays we call it as a condition, no longer a disease, because it's actually extremely common. There are two types of diabetes. We need to understand whether it's an insulin dependent diabetes or it's a non-insulin dependent diabetes. Now in both cases, what we have to actually work on is the regulation of the uptake of glucose, which is the release of glucose in the blood along with the release of insulin in the body, which is either not produced or it has to be, in that case, has to be taken externally by an injection, or it's because the uptake doesn't happen, in which case it's regulated with a medicine basically. In case of weightlifters also, basically since they are working towards gaining muscle and working on that at weightlifting, very important that the timings of the carbohydrate in the food has to basically coincide with the uptake of the glucose, which is via insulin. Generally, weightlifters have a lot more of protein, but certain foods which are high in protein like dals and pulses, especially for vegetarians, are also quite rich in carbohydrates. And they do of course need to take in carbohydrates for that basic power, to get that basic energy while exercising. So very important that they need to coincide the uptake of the release of glucose with the uptake of glucose via insulin. So in which case we need to understand, it's a very a case which has to be done personally. When you're planning a diet for a weightlifter, you need to understand what kind of weightlifting is he doing, to what level, what is the strength he's working on, how much of weight is he actually lifting, and then accordingly we need to time the carbs that he's taking in along with that.